All right, y'all. We are live on this beautiful Monday afternoon. God bless everybody in the name of Jesus, Yeshua, the Messiah. I do pray everybody watching is super blessed as the Bitcoin price is pumping like a wild lady in distress, running through the wilderness with a laundry basket on her head, looking like Janet Yellen. And you know what's so crazy, guys, is these long trades are popping off, baby. We are up $9,000 in unrealized profits right now over on this trade, and we are up right now another 7,000. No, another 9. Another 7,000. Another 7,000 over here on this trade, plus another 2,000. All right, so we're basically up $18,000 on these trades, given in real time, guys, in the Casper Crew VIP Discord. Both of these long trades, if you are in the Casper Crew, you are up. Well, I don't know. It depends on how much money you put on the trade. But if you use the exact same position size as me, you are up right now $2,700,000 in profit. Which is a slight exaggeration. But exaggerations are necessary when it comes to making YouTube content, especially in the world of cryptocurrency. Yeah, I know you guys hear the dang treadmill. Alright, don't worry about the treadmill. Let's see if we can do something about that. Alright? Now, let me see something here real quick. Let me mute this here. Let me give this a mute. Alright. There you go. Treadmill's gone. Okay. Let's put the music back on. Now, what are we talking about? We're talking about this Bitcoin price pumping off right now, and how if you're in the Casper Crew at jasoncaspertrading.com and click the link to join the dang best community in the world, you could be in these same juicy long trades right now, as the Bitcoin price is right now attempting to break out of this range that we've been in for 2,500 million years and hit a new all-time high. As the title of the video says, is this the moment? The massive moment that we have all been waiting for. And let me assure you, we've all been waiting. Everybody in here has been waiting. We have been ranging. Bitcoin has been doing nothing for a very long time. And now, although we're still technically doing nothing, at least this nothing looks a lot more like something than it used to be in the past. Because we are currently coming up to none other than the $94,500 resistance that we formed all the way back here on Tuesday, December 9th, 2025. Last year, a whole year ago, the Bitcoin price made this high. And we understand that as we are coming to this level, we are coming to the big make it or break it high volume node of $96,276 on the Bitget invert to well target. Sorry, I just pulled a Joe Biden up in here. All right, look, we're about to come up. If we can reclaim this level, guys, it is blue skies up to some higher prices, and I'm talking prices including $108,000 golden pocket all the way up to $116,000 786 Fibonacci. That's going to be a big move to the upside, and of course we know market Cipher B has been confirmed the green dot for a long time. We've been talking about it, guys, all the way since the beginning of December. Can you believe it's only taken us 1, 2, 3, it's taken us a month and a week to come back up to not even the price that we got to the week of that confirmation. Wow, crazy. Now let's just remember what's been happening here, right? We're gonna paint a little picture, but before we do, I have to remind everybody, make sure to like the dang video. All right, if we can get 1,000 likes in the first half hour, we'll be giving away $1,000. We got to give a major shout out to Samuel S. Samuel S says, hit them likes for Jay's Treadmill, baby. It's a perfect time for a legendary short in your playbook. It's not quite the time for the legendary short in my playbook yet, but that time is coming, all right? But I am still in a legendary short, right? Let's not forget, if you're also in the Casper Crew, not only are you in these long trades, but you're in the legendary short given in real time on October 6th, 2025 at 3:48 p.m. from 125-ish $0.5 and we're still in the trade. All right, we're still in the trade because, well, if you know, you know. If you know, you know. And if you don't know, now you know. right? If you don't know, now you know. Okay? Shout out to everybody in the chat right now. We got to give a major shout out to Coffee and Relaxing. Instead of giving $1,000 to one, give $100 to 10. Yeah, maybe. Shout out to my man Michael Saylor. Shout out to my man Arnold Bay from the Philippines and 20 Yes Want. What's up, Joe Potter, my man? Are you still long and strong, bro? Shout out to CBK Wahoo. Shout out to Cool Deep Thakur 9255. Give a gold setup, please. We could take a look at gold. All right, we can take a look at gold. Gold is good. Gold is great. Gold is good. Major shout out to my man Jose Fies Fitzner. God bless everybody. May God bless you as well. Shout out to Slums. I feel Jason's gonna rap today. Man, I don't know. I don't know if I can do it if my microphone situation, but I do feel like I do want to rap right now. I'm feeling excited. Let me take another sip of this beverage here. One of my favorite beverages to drink. This beverage right here, guys. This is where it's at. Man, I can just taste the minerals going right into my veins right now. Let me tell you. Crypto Titan says the sound is perfect. All right. Shout out to Fatty Crypto. How do you hold such high conviction on such high leverage trades? Sleep on high leverage is tough. No, it's not. Fatty Crypto. Are you kidding me? Have you never watched? Have you never seen? Have you never heard of the Jason Casper free trading course on Jason Casper's YouTube channel under playlists? The free trade course? Have you never watched the trading course? Have you never watched session 2 on risk management? Understand leverage and how to use it and how to calculate it and how to get all this stuff and how to sleep soundly and peacefully while you're in a high leverage position holding for weeks? You've never watched it? Come on, bro. You're missing out on sleep, and sleep is number one. All right, if you get good sleep, let me tell you, everything else is going to be good. You're going to be strong. You're going to be jacked. All right, you got to have upper chest cleavage, the deltoids, and the traps going to be popping out. Ooh, the testosterone pumping through. Not only are your trades pumping, sleep pumps everything in your life, man. You know what I'm saying? Sheesh. My goodness. You got to go check it out. Free 99 over on YouTube. Bitcoin pumping, baby. Let me sniff your sandals. All we're seeing now are some beautiful blue candles. Now, I do feel, though, an epic short is coming, but we're gonna pop into it, all right? Fear and Greed Index. Whoa. What is this right here, man? I feel like I shouldn't look at that. All right? I feel like I shouldn't be looking at that. Look, the Fear and Greed Index right now is finally out of extreme fear into just normal fear. People are getting pumped up. And in the news, all right? Look at this. Crypto today. Bitcoin, Ethereum, XR Pizzle. Bulls remain in control amid ETF inflows. All right, we got some bullish news here. All right, Bitcoin, ETH, XRP is rising above key technical levels. We're seeing Bitcoin above $93,000, supported by continued ETF inflows. Ethereum holding above 3,100 as positive weekly flows return to ETH spot ETFs. After the recent outflows in December, XRP also showing strength, trading above its 50-day moving average, with technical indicators suggesting momentum remains bullish. Very interesting stuff. We're seeing money come back in right now as we're starting to get a pump up towards resistance. All right. In other news, Crypto Fear and Greed Index flips to neutral for the first time since October. The Coin Market Cap Fear and Greed Index, a widely tracked measure of investor sentiment, flipped to neutral on Sunday for the first time since October. Of course, I think we're back in normal fear right now. But we did come to neutral. I think so, for a little bit. Maybe yesterday. I'm not sure. The point is, we're not in extreme fear anymore. And look, this is not something to trade. I do not trade the Fear and Greed Index, and neither should you. But the one thing we can say for certain is when we are in extended periods of extreme fear, it means a significant bottom is in. All right, now we know the last time before this time that we were in extreme fear was right in this area, right in this range, right when we were printing a good old-fashioned greened out on good old market Cipher B. You know? Right when we were printing a good old green dot on market Cipher B. And when you see those green dots on market Cipher B and you know you're in extreme fear, you know some relief is coming, all right? You can let those high leverage trades ride, or you can let them ride like you're driving and trading, running from the cops trying to pull you over for driving and trading, looking at the dang TV screen that they put in the cars nowadays just to get you in trouble, right? You turn on the TV in your car, big letters say, don't read this screen. And if you're reading this screen, you're in danger. Close your eyes. Then you close your eyes. Now you're not even looking at the road. You're driving all crazy. Your eyes are closed. You're trading and driving. But it's all good because the green dot on market Cipher B is printing and confirmed, baby. All right. Now this is our Bitcoin chart. It's a new year. 2026. Happy New Year, everybody. Happy Monday. Happy New Year. This is our 2025 candle. Right here, this purple doji, a candle of indecision. All right, now it's very interesting. I just want to throw this out there, okay? I'm not making any kind of implications here, but I do just want to throw out the fact that the last time we had a purple candle and that next yearly candle opened in 2023, we went straight up, baby. We did not even wick down for a second. No, we just went straight up, all right? And so are we going to see one of those? I don't know, but our yearly open is 87,354, right? 2025 opened at 93.2. 2026 opened below 2025 open at 87,350, okay? Brand new yearly candle. This has broken the pattern that we've had here of 3 blue, 1 purple. 3 blue, 1 purple, right? Ever since 2014, we got the purple. 3 blue, 1 purple. 3 blue, 1 purple. Everyone, including my grandma, your grandma, my great-great-grandma, everybody was expecting 2025 to close blue and 2026 to close red. But now, we got a plot twist. We got a plot twist coming on in, baby. Nobody's ever gone broke walking on a treadmill, okay? We got a plot twist, which is purple candle coming on in after 2 blues only. Now we've got ourselves 1 big blue, and we come over to our monthly time frame, and this is where things start to get interesting. It's where things start to get very interesting. Because if we take a trend line from the beginning of the bull market and just go all the way up here, oh look, I already have the trend line. I already got it right over here. We have actually, if you take a look here, we have broken down from this trend line that we've been trading since the beginning of the bull market, a strong monthly close below, a second monthly close below, a yearly close below. Like, let's not forget the fact that we have had a yearly close below that level. I mean, it's hard to see it on the yearly chart, obviously. And so now we are holding what is called the last hope support. If we take the Fibonacci from the last low that we made in April 2025 to the all-time high, we're getting a bounce from a zone known as the last hope pocket. All right, it's the last hope pocket. It's the zone between the 786 and the 886 Fibonacci. Getting a bounce from this level, all right? And technically speaking, that means we are still inside this sideways range, all right? Technically speaking, because we're bouncing from that support and holding, the price is still trading within this very valid sideways range with the low at 74 and the high at 126. All right. As we are getting a bounce from the last hope pocket, when we go down to the weekly time frame, I want you to notice something else. All right. If you pull the Fibonacci from the low to the first high that we made, and we put on our regular golden pockets, not the last hope pocket, but the regular golden pocket, guess what? We're also bouncing from the regular golden pocket. All right, now this is the trade that was given in the Casper Crew VIP Discord in real time at you. I told everybody in the Discord, I am taking the trade. Of course, the trade is still open here, right? We got a bounce from that good old pocket, right? We take it from the low to the high, right? We came down into the Fibonacci golden pocket. You can see, longed it on the 15th of December in validation below the 786. And would you look at this, guys? The technical analysis played out beautifully All right, because we are currently up right now over 10 grand. If I were to close the trade right now, I'd lock in a pretty juicy profit. All right. Now, I personally feel like we can come a little bit higher here, and I also personally have a take profit at 125,000. We're going to talk about that later. Doesn't mean I'm not going to take profit until then. It's just the only take profit I've got currently on the chart. My goodness, we are pumping. My goodness, we are pumping right now. The pump feels so good right now. My goodness, we are getting the pump. Does not the pump feel good after so much dump? Sometimes you take a big dump and then you go to the gym, you get a big pump. And the big pump in the gym feels good after a big dump because you don't have all the extra weight inside the intestines to keep your stomach cramping. My goodness, this is crazy. Shout out to Dave Hagen, who says, if this month closes as it is, we'll have a morning star. Wow, you're right, we'll have a morning star pattern. So we're bouncing from macro support, getting another bounce from local support, and even if we go to our 4-hour time frame, we can see that from this bounce here, right, that we made it this low to the high, we bounced once again from the Fibonacci golden pocket, which was the trade setup that was given again in real time in the Casper crew. From around 86.5 is where we took the trade in real time. All right, ended up getting in. It doesn't even tell me my entry here. Where is my entry? This is strange. All right, this is strange. Entry price 86.6. All right, 86.6. Yeah, 86.6. We nailed the bottom, baby. All right, we nailed the bottom during that New York Open. Oh my goodness, we are getting another pump on the Bitcoin here. We are getting a pump right now. My goodness, it feels so good to get the pump, man. All right, let's see. This is our next area of resistance here. I mean, this is a big moment of make or break for Bitcoin. Are we gonna blast through? Are we gonna blast through? Man, are we gonna blast through? My goodness, it's crazy. It's crazy right now. The prospect of blasting through the level, you know? Man, this is getting serious, guys. So here's the deal. Let's put on a little alert here because we don't want to miss any of the action. Now, we might make a low. I mean, can you imagine if we just made a lower high here and then came all the way back down? That would be so insane. So insane in the membrane, man. Oh, man, I don't even want to think about that. But here's the deal. We are coming up to very, very important levels. Extremely important levels. Here's the thing. If we can reclaim the high of this range, then our next major target is going to be around $97-ish thousand. We have this liquidity right here. This is coming right into the high volume node of the macro range. All right, now we reclaim the macro range. Again, remember, this weekly green dot still has a lot of juice in it. We reclaim, hang on, this is the wrong chart. We reclaim this high volume node, 96.3. We will get vacuum sucked, guys, up to this area. All right, just like that thing at the bank when you were a kid, your mom would talk to the lady, right? She'd send the tube down somehow. Your mom would put some paper in there. To this day, you don't know what your mom was doing, right? Because we're in crypto. We don't write checks. I don't know how to write a check. Do you? Right? You come back with a lollipop. Hopefully it's an orange or a root beer flavored. Hopefully it's not lemon or green apple. Yeah, we'll get vacuum sucked up to there, man. It's going to be crazy. Remember, this weekly green dot. Last time this happened, even in the bear market, man, 45% pump. So let's see from our low to where we're at right now, 17%. If we get a 45% pump, my goodness, that's literally going to take us right to our target, man. Around $116,000. Also, let's not forget, if we go to Market Monkey, the best order flow platform in the world, and we put on our liquidation heat map, let's not forget that we do have a large amount of liquidations right at that exact level, right? Right around 116, 117,000. The next massive amount of liquidations on the liquidation heat map is going to come at that level. Now, obviously, right above us, right around 96.3, we have lots of liquidations. So The reason I bring this up is because the market is always going to be hunting for liquidity. If I'm a big player, if I want to open up an epic short, if I'm looking for the big short, I need a lot of people who are looking to buy so that I can sell. So what I'll do as a market maker is I'm going to sit right up here. All right. Now I'll draw a little picture of the market maker. All right. He's got two eyes. All right. He's got some glasses on. He's kind of nerdy, the market maker. You know, he's got a little smile there. All right. Here he is, the market maker. All right. He's like, Bitcoin, get your Bitcoin up here. Get your Bitcoin hot and fresh. Get them while it's hot. Bitcoin right up here at $96,000, $97,000. Right? And of course, retail, once we start pumping up, they're back in, right? I'll buy it. I'll buy it from you, Mr. Market Maker. Right? Guess what? They're buying from Mr. Market Maker. He's selling to the retail. They're buying, and then he'll dump it back down, right? That's what the market is going to do, hunting for liquidity. Right? And so that's why it's so important that we need to be cautious as we're coming up this level. This could be the big short. Like, this could be. All right, let's not be wrong. But if we reclaim it, if Mr. Market Maker's up here, get them while they're hot. Butt scratcher, get your butt scratcher here. Right? And everyone buys their butt scratchers, but Mr. Market Maker don't have enough to sell, and people keep wanting to buy. Then the price will break out, and then we get vacuum sucked, man. We fill that gap. We fill that gap, that volume gap. Right? Look at, there's a low volume node right here. I mean, you know, if we can get above here, low volume node, and then we get vacuum sucked up, 104, coming up to the golden pocket, coming up to the value area high, man. Can happen fast, quick, and in a hurry. As we say down south. It'll happen fast, quick, and in a hurry. You know, us southern folk talk like this. We always sound like we got something in our mouth. It's probably tobacco. All us southern folk, all we do is chew tobacco all day. Drink coffee and chew tobacco. All right, keeps us running down here. And sweet tea, I forgot to mention sweet tea. Got the sugar, the caffeine, the nicotine. It keeps us on running here down south. All right, south. S-O-U-F. All right, down south. Now, man, this is such a key level. Weekly has some way to go. Again, backtest this weekly green dot, man. You could see it's got some power. All right, so don't be surprised if you see us coming back up into these areas. Now, the question is the bear market over? I mean, has the bear market even started? Well, I think to answer that question, we've got to go to our 2-month time frame. Now, remember, the 2-month time frame has confirmed a signal which historically has been the top. A confirmed red dot on the 2-month time frame. Okay? Confirmed red dot. It's always been the top. Always. All right, you can go back to 2018, 2021, and here we are again, 2025. Now, because of this, I have to maintain my bias, okay? I have to maintain my bias. That, yeah, we're going to see some downside for the next few months, but we could see some serious upside first. When we confirmed the red dot on Market Cipher B over here last time, guess what? The top was in, right? If you had sold your Bitcoin here at the confirmation of the red dot, right, you would have been good, right? You sold at a really good place because we came all the way back down. If you literally sold, waited for the confirmation of the red dot, we dropped down another, from that point, about 56% from that confirmation, right? But here's the thing, before we dropped down 56% from that confirmation, what did we do? We put in a double top. Not only did we put in a double top, but we even took the liquidity from that first high that we made in March 2021. And from that double top, we ended up putting in about a 77% move to the downside, all right? And so what I've been looking at here for the past few weeks is just thinking about the fact that maybe we do something similar, because we've already broken down from the the bull market trend line. And this means if we get enough juice from this green dot here, enough to make a higher high, all right? Notice this, we make a higher high, we come back to this trend line to backtest it. If you look at my cursor on the screen, we're at $130,000. If we backtest that green trend line, we're actually coming above that first high that we made back on October 6th. In other words, we're coming to resistance, which used to be support, making a higher high. But then we have to extrapolate thinking, what would Market Cipher B look like if that happened? It would look like this. All right, it would look like this. It would be giving us the craziest upside down Sam Bankman-Fried bearish man move pattern in the world, whereas the price is making a higher high. Sam Bankman-Fried man moves making lower highs over on the side here. All right. Why does this happen? It's a strange phenomenon. All right, it happens usually when nerdy white guys go live in the Bahamas. The gravitational force of the spinning globe Earth at the equator is much more powerful than it is up north where the sun don't shine, and it can cause something known as gynecomasticus crooked, which is Latin for uneven man boobs. All right, very bearish pattern, money flow getting lower, man boobs getting lower. All right, we could really see a big old bearish confirmation up here if that were to happen. Okay, now of course I'm still running with the idea that the top is in based on our 2-month time frame. However, man, we are pumping, baby. We are pumping like a wild lady in distress. My goodness, we are pumping. Oh, it feels good to pump, baby. Man, it feels so good to pump. It feels so good to be in the trades that were given in real time in the Casper Crew VIP Discord. All right, all these long trades you see right here were taken in real time. All right, crazy. Setups were given in advance. Trades were taken in real time, baby. Look at this pump. We are up right now. Quite a bit of money, right? What are we up? 18, 19 grand? We're up 18, 19 grand right now. We're up 18, 19 grand. That's crazy. That is crazy. That really is crazy. That's a lot of money. That actually is a lot of money. It's funny. Money's so relative. For some people, that's no money at all. For some people, that's life-changing money. For other people, it's just like, you know, it's weird. Money's so weird. Let me take another sip of this beverage, okay? This beverage. I tell you, Mountain Valley glass bottled spring water. You know, it's the best. But yeah, we are getting a pump, right? We're getting a little bit of a pump here. Now, yeah, so I'm still going with the idea that the bear market is here. We're gonna see some downside. Now let's entertain an idea. And then we'll get into some other assets, but we have to, as traders, we are entertainers. As traders, we have to be entertainers of the scenarios. Now, let's entertain for a moment, shall we? A bullish scenario. We cannot be ignorant of the fact that, indeed, we have not seen a very oversold bullish wave on the weekly market cipher be well below the -60 line like this since the exact bottom of the bear market. All right? Not necessarily the exact bottom, but really the low was it. We confirmed the dot, and this was the range. Once we broke that range, sayonara, amigo. Right? Down here, we print the dot. Once we break that range, you know, konnichiwa, mi esposa. You know, down here also, we get the green dot. And basically, this was the bottom. We break that range, kaboom, right? So, look, there's definitely room for more downside here, even with an oversold wave like this. And my hypothesis is that we actually do something like this, and we eventually form a nice bottom signal on the weekly, like we did back in 2022. But let's just say this time's different. Institutional money, all right? ETF inflows, institutional money, QE, the Fed's gonna save us, Trump's gonna save us, you know, all this stuff, okay? It's gonna be different this time. I'm willing to entertain it being different this time because of the ETFs. I'm not even joking. That's a serious thing. And we've seen it be different, you know, all-time high before having all this good stuff, right? If that is the case, and this is still a higher low in an uptrend, then what really needs to happen, guys, for me to get convinced that the top is not in, what really needs to happen for me is the following. All right, we're going to need to come and show a nice consolidation back here in this range, right here. All right, not just get a blow off top and come back in. We need to come up here and consolidate for a while and show that we are actually flipping this resistance back into support. And then I'll start to say, you know what, I'm open to the uptrend continuing. But until then, I'm more leaning towards this is going to be an epic bull trap before the dump that will give us the buying opportunity of every 4 years. Okay? I would not be surprised to see Bitcoin either hit around 110 or even 130 before a pullback down towards. Now I'm going to get my downside targets, all right? So buckle on your seatbelts. Don't hate me. 65,000 would be my first major target in the event of a bullish bear market. And then in the event of a normal bear market, we're looking to dip below $40,000 to the high 30s. The reason why those would be my two targets is because if institutional money is going to keep us from having more of a pullback than we're used to, that would be about a 50% pullback, right, at 65K. And of course, if it's a normal bear market, we're looking at our 70% pullback coming down to the historic Fibonacci 786. Every single bear market, guys, go and back test this for yourself. Every single bear market, we come to the 786 Fibonacci. Every single one, every single time. Okay, every time. Right. So if this time is not different, we're coming down to here. If this time is different, I'd say probably coming down to here. And if we're not going to see any bear market at all, and we somehow are able to go straight into bull market, even though we have the most bearish signal in the world confirmed on the 2-month, well, then I guess I'm just an idiot on a treadmill, and I'm not even a real trader, okay? It's all fake. It's all, I'm all just making stuff up for the YouTube views. All right. Now, yeah, let's take a look at some other assets here. First of all, I do want to take a quick look at BTC.D. All right. Oh, and I have to also say, look, if you want to join the Casper crew, go to jasonstratham.com. We do giveaways every single week, guys. We're giving away money. We play games every month. It's awesome. The best community in the world. Also, if you want to trade with the lowest fees possible, KCEX, link in the description. I'm also trading on WEEX. I'm trading on BLOFIN, and I'm trading on MEXC. And I am officially partnered with ANTARCTIC decentralized exchange as well. All right. Now, let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance. All right. BTC.D. And let's see what we got over here. Okay, Bitcoin dominance starting to pump. Quite interesting. This is the daily time frame. About to confirm a green dot here. I would say, you know, let's extend these trend lines. I would say that it's the previous channel that we were in here. Let's go ahead and pull some fibs from high to low. Yeah, I would say like this is healthy. This is healthy right now. Bitcoin dominance increasing is healthy for the crypto market in general. If we could see Bitcoin dominance come up to around the 60% zone, that's going to be our Fibonacci golden pocket. It's also going to be the back test of these highs here. I'd say that would allow Bitcoin to rally to a level that would be well above $96,000, which would then allow some capital to flow into altcoins. All right, remember, when it comes to looking for gains in altcoins, what happens is Bitcoin runs first, and then that money flows into altcoins, right? So the first sign we do want to see is some nice Bitcoin dominance coming up. We want to see Bitcoin flipping resistance into support, and then we want to keep an eye on total 3, which is basically altcoin market cap. Now look at total 3 right now. Money is coming into alts as well as Bitcoin. This is pretty healthy. Money is flowing into crypto, Bitcoin, and altcoins. Notice what is happening here with altcoin dominance. This is very key, guys. We are coming down to support. We are forming what seems to be a very nice bottom here. We have a head, we have a shoulder, a head, a shoulder. And not only are we forming shoulder, head, shoulder, but we're doing it at this box of support that has been a pivotal area since 2024. All right, pivotal area since 2024. We're forming a green dot confirmed. It confirmed yesterday on altcoin dominance. All right, it's pretty crazy. I'm sorry, it didn't confirm yesterday. It confirmed last week. It's already confirmed. My bad. It's already confirmed. We have a really nice confirmation. Bullish. Wait, did it confirm? No, yeah, it did confirm last week. I'm sorry. It confirmed yesterday. It confirmed yesterday. Nice green dot here. Just look at the green dots on altcoin dominance here, guys. Last green dot, guess what? April 2025. Big move to the upside on altcoin dominance. Dot before that, right before Trump wins the election. Obviously, we had some meme coin season happen when Trump wins the election. But we even go back here in the heat of a bear market, right? June 2022, the heat of a bear market. We get the green dot. Confirmed. Guess what? Altcoin dominance goes up about 23%. Right? Once again, heat of the bear market. We get a green dot. Altcoins performing against Bitcoin, up 42%. We are seeing right now the recipe, all the ingredients for the recipe of a nice pump across the board. Bitcoin does not have to hit an all-time high for us to see some altcoin gains as far as altcoins far outperforming Bitcoin. Now, obviously, the major resistance right now for altcoin dominance is going to be around here, around $970 billion. This is the back test of our support resistance flip, going all the way back to the beginning of 2025. And also, this is the entrance back into this parallel channel, ascending channel that we've been basically trading the altcoin dominance, technically that bottom trend line, since October 2023. So you can see here, this is obviously major resistance. And if we're coming up that area, we do need to be cautious for a turnaround, since, you know, I do believe we are heading into some sideways and down for 2026, the first half, until June or July. But if for some reason we can actually flip this thing into support, we consolidate here, then, man, we could actually see a legitimate altcoin season. And of course, this would have to include the fact that there is no bear market, and this time is different. Now, please keep that in mind, because it's never a good idea to assume this time is different. I'm just saying, if you make assumptions that this time is different and you're putting a lot of money on, a lot of risk on that assumption, it's a lot of risk. You don't want to be taking that kind of risk, right? But if you know how to risk properly, and you know how to risk responsibly, and you're using good risk management, then you could say, you know what? I can see right now, given the condition of the market, there's real chance that we could see some altcoins really outperform Bitcoin by at least, you know, 13% at the very least. But at the very most, if we come back to that trend line, I mean, we could be looking for a move back to the top of our range, 30%, or maybe we come to our 1-to-1 Fibonacci extension, $1.4 trillion, and see a 50% outperformance. You know, it's possible. But we can't assume the best, right? Always assume the worst and then be happy for the best. You know what I'm saying? Always assume the worst and then you're happy for the best, all right? It goes back to a technique called the Matt Beal technique. My high school garage band's drummer, Matt Beal. Shout out to Matt Beal. You know, he gave us a technique to use. I don't think I'm going to go into the details. It's a little bit inappropriate. But he had this technique, which is basically if somebody's expecting a little and then you get more than a little, you're happy, right? If you're expecting this and you get this, you're really happy, right? If you're expecting this and you get this, then you're really sad, right? So that's the general Matt Beal technique, all right? Shout out to Matt Beal, a good drummer, by the way. Now, this leads us to some other assets like Ethereum. We got to shout out everybody in the chat. Make sure to smash up the likes. We got over 900 people in here. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. We got to give a shout to the super chats. Guys, smash up the likes, baby. How about PP Coin? Have you seen and thoughts? Yeah, we'll take a look. Dr. Official 527. Can you show us your FRVP settings? My fixed range volume profile settings? Sure. Real quick, fixed range volume profile settings are this. First of all, orange in honor of Donald Trump. All right, white POC, very important. This is the most important right here. Now, the second important part is row size 200, value area 70. All right. Now, we have a super chat wanting to take a look at Pepe. We'll take a look at Pepe before we take a look at Ethereum, but Ethereum also looking like we could squeeze up to 4,000 potentially, all right? Let's take a look at Pepe coin over here. Wow! Pepe coin with a massive candle last week. I haven't looked at Pepe in a while. 81% in a week. Is this really Pepe coin? This is total market cap of Pepe. Hang on. Let's go against the dollar. My goodness, Pepe coin. Wow, this is crazy. Pepe coin coming up against POC right here. All right. Let's clear off the chart. Let's take a look at Pepe coin. I mean, before we clear off the chart, we were saying down here in this area that there is a good risk to reward on Pepe coin, right? 9 times more reward than risk. And potentially we could target up toward the high, squeeze all this crap. All right, this was a big squeeze on Pepe. Is it Pepe coin or PP coin? Let me know in the chat. Pepe or PP? How am I supposed to say that? Pepe? Pepe coin. Pepe. 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 All right. Some salt and pepe. You know, pour the salt and pepper on the meat. There's nothing like a good old steak on the grill with lots of sea salt, coarse sea salt, the kind where if you chew it wrong, it puts a hole in your tooth and or a hole in the roof of your mouth. And some spicy ground pepper, the kind that really makes you sneeze when you inhale deep. There's nothing I like more than hurting my teeth and sneezing while I eat a nice steak full of Pepe coin. Now, we have ourselves a nice, juicy green dot, very oversold. All right, let's actually go to the monthly for this. Monthly about to confirm a green dot soon. Weekly, green dot confirmed. Let's go to the 2 week here. Very interesting. I mean, 2 week is really, that's a strong signal on the 2 week. Money flow coming up. It looks good in the 2 week. Let's go down to the daily. All right. The daily. Okay, here's what I see on the daily. I see a top about to be put in. And I see nice bullish divs at these lows. All right, Pepe coin. Assuming this is going to go bullish, continuation, I think we have a valid setup to be looked for right around here, guys. Right around here. All right. I'm going to walk you through why this is a good setup to look for on Pepe. But basically, if we can get a pullback on Pepe, that would be really nice, even though we'd be below value area. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why in a second. Let me go ahead and put this, pop this and put that. All right, pop this and put that. Squeeze it on over. I'm gonna pop this and put that and squeeze it on over, because here's the deal. Assuming the low is in, which it does look really nice, it looks like money flow is about to cross on the daily after a bullish divergence. Money flow, momentum getting higher. So if we come back down, right, and put in a green dot, and this money flow starts to cross up, that would be extremely bullish, right? Now also, we've just squeezed all these shorts here, big candle squeeze, and man, or let's see if just look at this here. Yeah, I mean this is really nice. Let's put on our 886 fib as well. We need to be aware of that on altcoins. Beautiful. Yeah, so I would basically be looking for something like this, where we have our shoulder, head, change the market structure, shoulder, bullish divergence, marks the bottom, next trigger wave, marks the continuation, and then we could get ourselves a really nice risk to reward ratio up to value area high of about a 5-to-1 risk reward on a pullback, and potentially squeeze all of these highs, come up to maybe a 7.5 risk reward here. We would also want to see on our 4-hour time frame some nice bullish continuations. All right, honestly, what would be really nice is this. All right, let's say we get our pullback here, we come all the way back down to this area, and we see on our 4-hour a nice deep momentum wave that's like really oversold, right? That would be extremely bullish, honestly. After getting a bullish div on the daily like that, then you come down, get a hidden bull div on the 4-hour, right? Give all this back, basically coming back down to this support right here. That would be an extremely bullish signal after this bottom and this pump, right? You know, is it guaranteed to happen? No, but this is a good setup. Like, if we're looking for setups, I mean, this is one that if it happens, it would be a really nice one to take, because then, you know, we could be, I mean, it's just a really good risk to reward, right? Coming up to resistance, we're talking almost 6-to-1. If we can manage to squeeze all of this and come back up to the highs from May, we're talking 16-to-1 risk reward. It could be a really good setup. It's beautiful because it will wreck people who are early, right? Or FOMO, basically. It'll wreck the FOMO traders here. All right, it will wreck the FOMO traders. And then we could get in a good entry. All right. So shout out to my man for the super chat with the Pepe coin, Dr. Official. God bless you, Dr. Official. Dude, we are going to dump at least 289. God knows if the knife will be caught or no. Okay. All right. maybe, like, we'll have to see, right? Like, we'll have to see. So in the chat, people say it's Pepega. What about Ethereum? Yeah, we're gonna take a look at Ethereum. Don't snort pepper, only snort sugar. Also, you can snort cayenne pepper to clear up your sinuses. All right, it's pay. All right, let's decide on PP. It's PP coin. All right, PP, pay P, salt and PP coin. It's called PP. Cool. Shout out to Splashfire Films. God bless you, my bro, holding it down with the wrench in the chat. Pepe image was inspired by Jeremy Da Vinci? Really? Splashfire Films says, fun fact, I bought PP at 0.0000042 and sold it around break even before the move. Dang, bro. Well, it happens to us all. At least you got out of break even, right? No loss is no loss, baby. No loss is no loss. So, Bitcoin is a brilliant technology, says Coffee and Relaxing. Jay, how much has that all-time high short made on funding fees? Let's check. About 500 bucks. About 500 bucks on funding fees. Yeah, and this long has lost about 200 bucks on funding fees. So I'm in total funding fee profit of about $300 right now. You know, all things considered. Total funding fee profit of about 300 in total. All right. By the way, I did take a loss this morning, guys. I did take a loss yesterday too. I took a loss yesterday and this morning, right here. This is the trade I was in yesterday. I didn't take any profit, stopped at a loss. I took a short this morning when I thought I saw a scalp entry. Also took a loss, okay? Just throwing it out there, all right? Other than that, I have not taken any other trades, all right? I have not taken any other trades besides the ones I'm currently in and those two since December, all right? So new year, I've only taken 2 trades, both losses, but we're up tens of thousands of dollars. Not tens of thousands, but we're up over 10,000, almost 20. All right, let's put it that way. Is Bitcoin a good stock? It's decent, baby. It's decent. All right. Jason Casper is a brilliant technology. Shout out to David. He says, Jay, I agree with some of your recent analysis. Bitcoin base case still for a dead cat bounce and then lower before 80.6. Time will tell. Cool, I'm glad you agree. All right. What is a funding fee? A funding fee is a fee that you pay on a time frame. So right here you can see in 5 hours I will pay a funding fee. And basically the longs pay the shorts or the shorts pay the longs. Depends on if the funding fee is positive or negative. The reason why this happens is it keeps the price of the derivative asset pegged to the price of the spot. All right, because if everybody's going long on leverage, you could have leveraged pairs trading way higher than the spot pair. And so to prevent that from happening, there's something called the funding fee. And basically, somebody's getting paid and somebody's paying. So in this case, the longs are paying the shorts right now. Okay? So you can see for my profit here, the trading fee, the actual fee that the exchange charges me, was $70, right? That's a hefty position, man. I'm mostly out of it. Obviously. Big time. Then the funding fee has paid me $500. And here you can see that the actual trading fee was $28. And then the funding fee was $219. Right? And the total profit that I closed was $1,000. But because of the fee, now we're down to less than $800. All right. Both of these trades, by the way, started out as little scalps with quick TPs, and then let the rest ride. You know, that's how I like to do it. That's how I like to do it. Ethereum, baby. Let's check out Ethereum. Ethereum, honestly, if Bitcoin can reclaim 96,000, I do believe ETH will easily hit $4,000. Reason being, we have right now on the weekly a double confirmed green dot. All right, double confirmed green dots, they are nothing to mess around with. Double confirmed green dots are nothing to mess around with. Last time we had a double green dot, guys, it was back here in October 2023. big pump. All right. Time before that, double green dot right here, December 2022, big pump. All right, so things are looking good. Could we dump straight down from here? Yeah. Things are looking good. Just like with Bitcoin, and I said this yesterday, the deal with ETH is this, and Bitcoin, like I truly believe that these ranges have more upside. I do think they're going to break to the upside. Even there is a chance that we do this, but even if we do that, I think because of this signal on the weekly, it means that this next low will be a fake out, right? It will be a fake out. Now remember, it's a Monday, false move Monday, right? I would not be surprised if we get some big pullbacks before we hit some higher targets here. But the pullbacks does not negate the bullish high time frame analysis, right? Let me just be clear. The high time frame analysis, or the low time frame analysis, does not negate the high time frame analysis. High time frame analysis has room for volatility, all right? Shout out to our super chat. He says, good afternoon, y'all. Next target for Bitcoin is at least 94, maybe 96. No reason to go lower before it hits that level. I feel you, man. But here's the thing, Crypto Scarface. We got to be open for everything. But yeah, I feel you. I feel like my next actual big target on Bitcoin, 96 to 97,000. Shout out to Tony Punch Aether Media. What up, JC? Hope you and the fam are doing well. Thank you for what you do. Well, God bless you, man. XRP is pumping. Let's take a look at XRP, baby. Now, we did talk about man, this is crazy, all right? This is wild. Here we go, baby. Man, XRP. We got the shoulder, head, shoulder. We got the confirmed weekly green dot. Next target for XRP is going to be around $2.40, coming to the highs of this local range. But honestly, remember, we're breaking out of this wedge. Technical target of the wedge is the top of the range, which is going to be coming in around $3. But yeah, local resistance right now is going to be $2.40. It does look like a lot, man. The 2 week now. Obviously, we have 2 weeks to go. But can you print a green dot below the zero line on XRP without big pump? Let's see. Let's see. It looks like no. It looks like no. It looks like no. Right? The 2 week green dot, let's see if it confirmed. I mean, these are like historic green dots here. You know, this one, 80%. This one right here, let's see. This one right here, 27%, and that wasn't a good one. But then the next one that we got was the one, right? The next one we got, big old pump, like massive. Yeah, it looks like more upside, guys. It really does look like, and I could be crazy, but all these signals on all these assets make me think that the beginning of 2026 will be bullish, followed by some bearishness, some lost hope and dream, followed by the bottom, followed by another bull run, honestly. And best case scenario, in my opinion, the best case scenario is that Bitcoin hits new all-time highs, which would result in a rejection, but would also allow some altcoins to hit some actual all-time highs. ETH, XRP, Solana, maybe Chainlink. Like, I don't think Cardano has it in her to hit an all-time high, but maybe I'm wrong, because honestly, Cardano underperforms everything. Eventually, she's gonna rip. Or eventually, Cardano's gonna rip. But Cardano, it really sucks, man. Don't spam the chat. Shout out to my man, Make Me a Millie. God bless you, bro. God bless you, bro. Good to see you here. Yeah, XRP's looking good. Next target looks around 240. All right. Next target around 240. And again, if we're looking to, get long on XRP, the only thing we can do if we're not in now is wait for a retrace. And right now, that's going to be around $2. $2. If we get a dump down 25 cents to $2, that would be a nice looking entry place. Why isolated and not cross? Because there's just something within me that doesn't want to use cross margin. That's why. I know, look, it's a personal preference thing. For me, it goes back to I need to put as many roadblocks in my way that would keep me from making a stupid decision, all right? So if you're on isolated leverage, that liquidation is, in a way, it's like a safety net. You don't want to have to use it, right? It's like if you're mountain climbing and your dang bungee snaps, but there's a safety net down under you. You don't want your cables to snap when you're mountain climbing, rock climbing, or whatever, and fall into a safety net. You want your stuff to hold, right? But cross, there's the opportunity that if you do something wrong, let's say you do something wrong, or their stop loss, God forbid, doesn't trigger, or you forget to put the stop loss, who knows, like, then you could lose everything in the account, right? So for me, the isolated, let me just isolate this much margin on there. Worst case scenario, I lose this much margin. You know, it's one of the reasons why I use higher leverage too when I'm day trading. It's like it removes more potentials for things to go wrong. Now again, if you don't understand what I'm saying, then you don't understand what I'm saying. If you understand, then you understand. If you're trading properly, high leverage and isolated margin can be a way to mitigate risk. If you're trading improperly and you're gambling, high leverage and isolated margin doesn't matter. You're still going to lose everything. All right. Shout out to my man Coin Operator. He says, Jason Casper about to hit the speed on the treadmill. Oh, I see you're spitting some bars. Plus, what if yeah, if October 10th happens again on cross, you're screwed. You're screwed. You know, SKRUT, baby. Yeah, I'm a big fan of isolated. You know, it's the same in the gym, right? Why would I waste my time with like compound movements like squats, deadlifts, rows, and bench presses when I can just do endless chest flies, you know, lateral raises, and isolated bicep machine curls? Why would you want to work your whole body at once and stimulate all that growth hormone and testosterone and work all the muscles at the same time when you can just isolate one muscle, you know? Wait a second, that's a horrible analogy. Forget that. Look, guys, if you want to know my exact way that I use leverage, then check out the free course, man. Check out the risk management, all right? I talk about the leverage in here. You know, I'm pretty sure I even do some demonstrations about the leverage. You know, check it out, all right? Check it out. Let's see, Bitcoin chopping around, just chop city. Do I miss Joe Biden? Here's the truth. Do I miss Joe Biden? I'll be honest with you, okay? Not everyone's gonna understand this. I miss the fact that it's cool to make fun of liberals, okay? And when I say liberals, I'm not talking about because I'm liberal. I'm a classical liberal. Like, you go back to the 60s, I'd be considered a liberal, which is you do what you want, and I'll do what I want, and I don't mess with you, and you don't mess with me, right? That's a real liberal. Nowadays, liberal basically means, I don't know what the heck it means. It means like a trans, non-carbon, binary, mission, gender, intersectionality, globalist, communist kind of like circular economy. I don't know. You know, so I miss that it's cool. It was not cool. Like, how do I say? It was taboo. It was taboo to make fun of the leftist ideologies, right? It was taboo to do that. It was considered inappropriate to make fun of the leftist ideologies. Now that Trump's back in office, it's cool. Everybody's doing it. It's like tattoos, all right? In the 90s, if you had a sleeve like this, taboo, all right? Nobody's doing that. You're standing out. Now, my generation, millennials, if you have a sleeve like this, if you only have one sleeve, that's not very many tattoos, right? I hope that makes sense, you know? Like the subculture, the counterculture of like, yeah, we're not down with all this like gay stuff, all this like leftist, communist, this weird hybrid of like race and sexuality and economics and this weird identity politics, and like, yeah, we're not cool with that. We're just normal people out here. Like, get away from me with that stuff. You know, it used to be taboo. Now that Trump's in office, everyone has like the all of a sudden the cojones to say, oh yeah, we were never really down with that stuff, but you know, we were just toeing the line, right? So in a way, I do miss that, right? Because I do like being a contrarian. Now look, I'm not a Trump guy either myself. Like I'm apolitical when it comes to politics. Socially, I'm a conservative. Like I hold to traditional moral values, right? That's how I live my life. Politically, I don't get involved in politics. So in that sense, I kind of do miss Biden. Also, there is something exciting about the impending collapse of society, all right? Let's be honest. There is something exciting about the impending collapse of society that pushes you to keep your head down and work hard, all right? Like, you know, in 2021, when the mandatory medical experiments were coming out, and, you know, the potential of more lockdowns and this and that, and the potential of like another scam demic, or all these things, right? There's something about that impending doom that's exciting, right? You can like, I don't know, it invigorates me to push myself hard, grow my own food, get into good shape, like take care of my business, homeschool my kids, like do the things I can do to stand out and escape the system, you know? So, but don't worry, because that feeling will be back soon enough, you know? That feeling will be back soon enough, all right? In fact, my prediction, my bingo card is Trump's 4th year in office, there's going to be another pitch, right? Like Trump's last year in office, COVID-19 was the pitch to be caught by the Biden administration. So let's see what the pitch is now for the next crazy administration to come in and push the agenda forward a little bit. Yeah, hope that answers the question. Yeah, because it gives you the feeling of survival. That's what we're actually made of. Yeah, exactly. I like that feeling of survival. You know, shout out to Newbie Crypto. He says Jesus is coming soon, and he desires a relationship with all of us. Amen. That's the truth. All right, that's the truth. Yeah, you're growing some potatoes, baby. Those potatoes will keep you going in the society collapse. All those carbohydrates, baby. All right, all the carbohydrates, they go right to the arms and chest, never to the legs. Yeah, CDW at 94.5, I do think it's possible. All right, I do think it's possible. XRP $100, let's go, baby. XRP $100, let's go. Let's go, baby. Yeah, I miss the staircase tumblings. I do miss that as well. Also, the Biden administration, we had cheap alts and good price action. Trump is too unpredictable. Liberal has never meant individualism, that's conservative. I mean, nowadays, conservative means individualism. But you go back in time, and honestly, conservative did not mean individualism. I mean, conservative, they were against a lot of stuff. They wanted kind of uniformity within society, which is a commendable thing. I'm not necessarily against that, but my own personal, as a libertarian type, you know, I do support individualism. I support individualism, and I recommend biblical morality. All right, and I truly believe that the gospel of Jesus Christ, the gospel, the good news of Yeshua the Messiah, is really the only thing that can hold a society together. I don't believe that you can legislate society into holding itself together, right? There needs to be some kind of spirituality, some kind of meta-narrative that holds a society together. Do I wear shoes on a treadmill? Of course I do, yeah. You know, of course I do. Yeah, I don't want to get blisters. Yeah, conservatives move to central and Democrats move far left. Yeah, that's for sure. It's weird, right? Shout out to my man Felix HFH. Could this be like January 2023? All started breaking out of the bear market while Bitcoin went sideways all year. It could. It absolutely could, which is why, you know, like I've been saying, like, Bitcoin does not have to hit all-time highs. Bitcoin could rally, come up to the golden pocket, come back down, you know, and eventually get a big drop later in the year. And we could see alts continue to hit all-time highs. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know? Do I wear shoes in the bedroom? No. No, I wear shoes as little as possible. Do I think AI will be the next thing to be worshipped? Yes, but maybe not in a sense where people are literally like, well, I could see a situation where people literally bow down to AI. I could see that in kind of a mark of the beast kind of way, image of the beast kind of way. But I think more so people are going to worship AI in a sense that AI is a transcendent intelligence that has all the answers, right? Obviously right now it doesn't, but people in the future, you could see how people would view AI as a god, right? It's a transcendent intelligence. It's smarter than you. It has more information than you. It has the answer that you don't have. And so where do you go always if you're scared or you're unsure or you need advice or you don't know what to do? You go to AI. And so in all practicality, you would be worshiping that thing, right? Your whole life is being controlled by what the AI is telling you to do. And in that sense, yeah, I'd say that is worshiping AI, right? Interesting to think about, though. Shoes make your feet feel warm and protected. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of shoes, honestly. But, anyway, guys, I don't have much else to say about crypto. So I'm going to head out, but I love you all. God bless you all in Jesus' name. May the Lord bless you and your families. May you have a wonderful 2026. I will see you guys at 200K. Peace.